35mm f1.4 versus 35mm f2 versus 30mm f1.4 from Fuji. What to choose? Hi there, my name is Tudor Matescu and on my channel I talk about photography tips and tricks and gear because I really like gear. So subscribe to my channel if you aren't already and let's get to the subject. I want to talk now about 35mm f1.4 versus 35mm f2 versus 30mm f1.4 from Fuji. I want to judge these lenses, thinking about my experience and thinking why I will choose one or another for the photography that I'm doing, and I want to tell you my impressions about these lenses. So I have the 35mm f2 lens and I've used it for over a year. Also I have 35mm f1.4 and I've used this lens for 3 years. I've sold it, I bought it, I've sold it, I bought it, I will sell it again. And I also thinking about the 30mm f1.4 from Fuji. And I want to show you my decision process and what I will choose if I will have to choose between these three lenses. So Fujifilm decided they needed to upgrade the 35mm f1.4 lens. And I get it why. I've talked about this in my previous videos about why I will sell the 35mm f1.4 lens and the review of the 35mm f1.4 lens. It was needed an upgrade. But they did something special. They didn't upgrade this lens, they made a new 33mm lens, so a totally different focal lens. From my point of view, the decision it is right. They needed a true 50mm equivalent field of view lens in their system. The 35mm is not a 50mm field of view lens, it is a 53mm field of view lens, and this is feeling. I feel that 53mm field of view. I feel that I have more reach than a 50mm. So a 50mm it is a more wider lens, not by much, but it is there, and I personally feel that, and I think that as a user felt that too. So this lens it is good, it is magical from f1.4, but the aperturing has problems. The AF motor it is very old. The f2 f2.8 rendering it is nothing special, it's not weather sealed and so on. It is a fun lens to use if you are not a professional. If you want to make pictures just for you, for your documentary work, for your family, for street photography, you can use this lens. It is a lens that will perform, it will sure perform. But again, why not use the 35mm f2 lens that from my point of view it will perform better. It is smaller, it is weather resistant, the AF it is very fast. And now let's think about that 30mm f1.4 lens. That lens has all the goods from this lens and from this lens too. It is an f1.4 lens, so you get a one stop of light in low light, so this is huge. Also it is a 30mm, so you'll get a wider field of view, not by much, but also it has a very good glass in it, so you'll get very good contrasty and good results at different aperture. And also that lens it is weather sealed, so a lots of pros for that lens. But here comes the problem, it is bigger. Like this 56 Viltrox, I use it for reference. It is very heavy, 100 grams heavier than Viltrox 30mm f1.4 lens. This is light and small. Also, this is very light. Not so small, but acceptable, it is workable. That lens, it is huge, something like this. And this is a big problem. I'm thinking for who they've made that lens. And I guess they made that lens for professional work, for paid work, for wedding photography, for portrait photography, for event photography, for photography that it is paid. For me, as a hobbyist, as a person that like to go out and shoot and have fun, I need a small package, a light package. And I want that light package and small package to deliver me good image quality. So I'll judge that lens regarding that point of view. If you are a professional that invested it in Fujifilm system, of course, you can think about that lens. Also, if you want to go further with Fujifilm for professional work, you also can think about that lens. But again, why not look at a full frame lens at this price? Why not look at Nikon? Why not look at Canon? And so on, that are having lenses that will give you better depth of field, better shallower depth of field, better image quality overall. So again, I don't know for whom that lens is. Professional that wanted to get rid of the weight from a DSLR went to Fuji because the quality it was there, the image quality it was there, the weight it was lower, the AF it was acceptable, and they had a package, a small package that was able to deliver good image results with lesser weight. So again, if Fujifilm goes this route with bigger lenses and very expensive lenses, I don't know if I would be a professional if I would look at Fuji and not look at another system. So I will not judge that lens thinking about this. I will think about that lens just as a hobbyist photographer, just as a photographer that is doing photography for himself. For me, that I like to do photography for myself, and it is possible to do some paid photography, some paid events from time to time, I feel that I don't need that lens. I really like the image quality, but the penalty that I get regarding the weight, regarding the price, it is too much. And it's not just about the price, it's also about that weight, it's also about that bigger lens. It is big. It's looking like Viltrox, it doesn't look like a Fujifilm lens, and I will get what? I will get image quality that I can get from this lens too. All the comparisons that we are seeing on YouTube and on files that are published are showing us that the image quality, it is there, like we have on this small and light lens. So this lens, it is still very important to think about it, because you'll get almost 90% of the same image quality of the 30mm f1.4 lens. The difference are too small. It's not something that you can say, okay, I will sell this lens and buy 30mm f1.4. For what? What you will gain if Fujifilm have made the 30mm f1.4 small like this, weather sealed and so on, then there will be another discussion. But we have a very big lens, so I think that lens, it is also for a very specialized public, for a specialized professional, for someone who is very into Fujifilm system. And again, even if you are very passionate about Fujifilm like I am, why not to use the 35mm f1.4? Very hard decision. And again, it depends on what photography you are doing. So for me, at this stage, I will bypass the 30mm f1.4 entirely. I really don't need such a big lens on my Fujifilm system. So I'm preferring small lenses. So now I have to decide between 35mm f1.4 and 35mm f2 and probably Viltrox 30mm f1.4. In another video I've discussed why between this and this I will choose this. I will not repeat that video, please look at that video, link in the card and description. But to be short, I decided to go with this because it is smaller, it is weather resistant, the image quality at all aperture, I feel it is better. The depth of field and the shallower of depth of field that I get from f2, it is sufficient for portraits. And I really like this lens. It is a lens that it is able to deliver in every condition, and every light condition and every weather condition. So this is why between this and this I will choose the 35mm f2. Now the discussion it is, why should I choose between 35mm f2 and probably Viltrox 33mm f1.4? And I will tell you again that for me I will choose again the 35mm f2 because it is small, it is weather resistant, and I've used it in difficult conditions and I had no problems with this lens on my Fujifilm X Pro 3. So in the end for me it is about the small factor, and the small factor that it is able to deliver good image quality, acceptable image quality. I don't need the best image quality, and if I really need the best image quality I will not look at an APS-C system. I will look at a full frame system or maybe a medium format system. So this is why for me the decision it is very easy to do. Thinking about these lenses, I will always choose the 35mm f2 lens. It is the go-to lens, and this lens will deliver, it will really deliver good image quality, enough depth of field and good portability. So having a small lens with you as a hobbyist, you will get more good pictures. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel, check the links from the description and from the comments for more information about Fujifilm reviews, and also please be sure to check my private POV where I shoot an event using Fujifilm X Pro 3, 35mm f2 and X100V. Thank you for watching and talk to you soon. Bye bye.